Okay, so far we signed up with XMPP, which, like I said, can be more private and more anonymous than normal messaging services. We're also using this from Tails, which is live and MNSIC and comes with the latest patches and more secure than normal operating systems. So right now, our method of instant messaging is more private and much more anonymous than normal instant messengers. We're also using end-to-end encryption, so whenever we send a message, it gets encrypted on our end and never gets decrypted until it reaches the destination, so no one can read the content of the message. Even the server that we're using to facilitate the connection cannot see the messages that we sent. So this is really, really good. The servers you also use TLS. So everything is set up properly so far. The only problem that we have is you can see here at the bottom, it's still telling us that the communication is unverified. So it is private, but it's just unverified. And what's meant by this is, right now, we're still not sure that the person on the other end, this person right here, is who they're claiming to be. What if someone managed to hack into this person's account? Or what if someone has managed to impersonate this account? So how can we be so sure that the person using this account right here is the person that we want to communicate with? So this is what the warning is telling us. We haven't verified the person on the other end. And in this lecture, I want to show you a number of methods on how we can do this. So we're going to click on the notification, and we're going to click on Authenticate Body. And as you can see in here, we have a drop-down menu in which we can select the method that we want to use in order to verify the person at the other end. So the first method is very simple, question and answer. And the way this will work is you'd want to use a question in here that only the right person can answer. So you want to make sure that if anybody hacks into their account or impersonates them, they won't be able to answer the question that you enter in here. So, for example, let's say I want to ask him, where did we meet? Now, this is obviously a really bad question to ask in terms of privacy, because this will reveal the location where you met this person, but just for testing, it's fine. And you want to put the answer to this question. So let's say Ireland. And we're going to click on Authenticate. So right now, as you can see, we're waiting for the person to respond to this question. And if we go to the person's account, as you can see, he got this message telling him that the other person is trying to authenticate you. The question is, where did you meet? And he has to put the answer here. So if I put the correct answer in here, click on Authenticate. As you can see, it's telling this person that your buddy has successfully authenticated you. And you may want to authenticate them, so you may want to use a different method of authentication to make sure that that person is who you think they are. But if we go back here, you can see that is telling us that the authentication is successful, and the communication right now is private. The warning is gone. So right now we're using end-to-end encryption. Everything is encrypted on our end and only decrypted at the other end. We also verified that the person at the other end is the person that we actually want to communicate with. We're using XMPP to send the messages. Like I said, this is a decentralized messaging protocol that is not really owned by a single company. And you can even set up your own XMPP servers. So therefore, there isn't a single entity that could spy or could see what's happening. Now, there are actually other methods to verify the other person. So if we go here and click on Authenticate Body, you can also choose a secret, a shared secret. So this way, you don't ask a question. You need to agree with the other person on a secret that you use to authenticate them. So you would only put the secret in here. They'll be prompted for the secret as well. And if you both put the right correct secret, they will be authenticated. And the last method of authentication, you can use manual fingerprint verification, where you will have to send your fingerprint, which is this one right here, this code, to the other person. But you want to do this using another method of communication. So you want to either call them or send it to them by email or another secure method of communication. And then, once they get it, go to the authenticate, go on the fingerprints as well, and compare the fingerprint that you send them to the fingerprint that they see in here. Now, as you can see, this method is a little bit more complex and would require more steps, but the other two methods that I showed you earlier are only available in the recent Pidgin versions. So if your buddy or your friend is using an older version, you might have to use this method. So that's it for now. You can go ahead and start communicating with your friends using Pidgin with XMPP and OTR, and this way your communication will be private, you'll be able to authenticate your friend, make sure that the right person, and therefore your communication will be more anonymous.